review. Can I get a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Commissioner Dollison?
Here.
Commissioner Mercer?
Here.
Commissioner Dantzler, who's not present. Mayor Pro Tem Yates, who is not present, and Mayor Birdsong. Mayor Birdsong?
Here. Oh, okay. All right, I'm looking at what, so this strategic plan presentation infrastructure, T,
Would you like to do that at the end?
yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Then we have the minutes, some comments from the audience, the consent agenda,
I can go these.
advisory, that's just reappointments,
Yes, sir.
landscape maintenance, right-of-way parks and trails.
So that is a extension contract, not extension contract, but a contract with third-party providers to help us maintain some of our lower profile areas, some of our rights-of-way, some of our parks that don't require a significant amount of detail, such as like a ball field or a high-intensity area. We've contracted out a number of our spaces over the years, and this year we did a bid. This provides a 2-year contract to 2 separate third-party vendors to help us in maintaining some of our rights-of-way and park spaces.
Okay. And the next one is replacing some P320 duty weapons with a Glock.
Yeah, this is
47.
a significant item, if I could just take a few minutes on this. So a few years back, we transitioned from the Glock sidearm that we issue out to our law enforcement officers to the Sig Sauer P320. That is the duty weapon that we have in use today. Since its deployment and recently, over the last several months, there's been a number of safety issues nationally that have been reported with that weapon, specifically involving unintentional discharges. These pose a direct risk not only to our officer safety, but also to the public, creates a liability that if you have a weapon that is having problems of that nature. We have, knock on wood, not experienced that, but certainly a number of other agencies have experienced that at the federal and at the municipal level. And tragically to say, some of those have resulted in loss of life. The issue is the unintended discharges. There's been 150 reported accidental discharges nationwide with that weapon. There's also been a notice from the Florida Municipal Insurance Trust that highlights the FBI Ballistic Research Facility report that outlines a number of concerns with safety mechanisms on that firearm. And I'd note within the fact sheet, there are 3 significant law enforcement entities that have banned its use now, to include Department of Homeland Security, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and Customs and Border Control. They will not use this weapon anymore. Our staff, recognizing this and out of the utmost concern for our members, the police department, as well as for the public, they researched what these issues are and investigated what suitable replacements might be available for our law enforcement officers. They've identified the Glock 47, which is a 9mm duty pistol, as being a suitable replacement for this. We actually used the Glock pistols prior to going to the Sig Sauers. So we are familiar with Glock as a manufacturer. This is a weapon that is used not only by the FBI, but also the U.S. Marshals and multiple law enforcement agencies. It includes 3 passive safeties to prevent unintended discharges. It's a highly durable sidearm, duty weapon, and certainly it enhances officer confidence. We have familiarity with Glock duty weapons. It increases officer effectiveness and certainly improved decision making under stress when you have comfort and familiarity with it. To replace the units that we have, the cost is estimated at $104,791. We explored a number of different vendors that could provide that to us and ultimately settled on Lew's Police Distributors. They're able to provide to those weapons at $732 each. which is a total of $87,840 for all 120 weapons that we need to replace. They're also able to provide the holsters that are compatible with the firearms and also work in concert with our existing tools like the Axon body cameras. You may recall that when an officer pulls their weapon from the holster, it automatically triggers that body camera. This holster system will work with that body camera system that we have. We will be able to dispose of the current weapons, to have those recycled out. And I would assume that those are either melted down for raw material or however they dispose of them or what recycle them. But any money that comes back from those, and that will be dependent totally upon what the value of them are at the time. And given what's happening with the SIGs right now, it could be a relatively small amount, but that will be applied back to the purchase cost. We do have sufficient funds within the police department's budget to cover this cost. My recommendation is that we move forward with this as an emergency purchase rather than going through the full-fledged procurement process. We have researched the availability of it. This is an officer safety issue, so time is of the essence to do this. Once we issue the purchase order, we'll get an established timeline for this. It'll take several months for us to make that happen, but we feel this is necessary for us to move forward with quickly.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? All right. Then we have resolution R2534.
This is pertains to the Willowbrook North subdivision. So this is on the eastern side of Willowbrook Golf Course. You can see it noted on your map, highlighted in blue there. This subdivision this platting came about through Resolution 2503 in March of this year. It includes about 133 acres that comprise 434 building lots and 9 common lots. Willowbrook submitted the KRPC Willowbrook LLC submitted a performance bond in the amount of $7.23 million for the required infrastructure. They intended to initially, when they platted this, they platted it as a single phase. However, they've chosen to break up the installation of the required infrastructure into 4 phases. So they've completed all the required infrastructure for phases 1 and 2, which is highlighted in blue, and are seeking our acceptance of those improvements to the city, dedicating to the city. Staff has performed inspections of those improvements and found them ready for acceptance. The work is not complete yet in phases 3 and 4, so a modified performance bond will be issued in the amount of $5.069 million. That has actually been submitted to ensure completion of that infrastructure in those areas. So really what this is it's a resolution to accept the improvements within phase 1 and 2 and to accept the reduced bond for the remainder of the infrastructure that will be in phases 3 and 4. We did something just similar to this, I believe, with the Lake Deer subdivision over the past month or so.
I just want to say your drawing is incorrect. There is no canal that connects Smart and Fanny. That's a part of this? We're going to dig it?
Eventually, we're going to build a road across it.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I think that's a Swift Mud maintained canal, Mr. Mayor.
I'd love if that canal, there is a canal, but you just can't navigate it because it's.
Yeah, it's hard to chase the fish from one side to the other.
It would be good. That would add another lake to the chain. All right. So we have no ordinances, first reading, liaison reports. We'll do this at the commission meeting to appoint a liaison.
Yeah, that's just for
Those
the
two.
those.
Okay.
That's for those 2 water production facilities. And then I mentioned to you, we're getting ready to issue out a request for applications. That's for the affordable housing support we do. And the AHAC has already identified members to serve on that. We would just like to have a commission liaison.
All right. You can give us your infrastructure.
Okay, I'm going to actually hand this off to Deputy City Manager Carnevale because he has worked with this team to prepare this. So MJ, take it away.
All right. Good evening, Mayor and City Commission. Get to the first slide there. So tonight we're talking on the infrastructure pillar. Again, the infrastructure pillar represents everything we use to keep things moving daily, right? These are roads and bridges, sidewalks, water and sewer systems, much of which you heard about tonight, parts of the airport, buildings, fiber. So it's that kind of stuff. We have a couple of fresh faces for you this evening, some new folks that you guys have probably not heard present before. But I'll let them introduce themselves when they get to the podium. But we'll start off with Troy Heidel, our airport director, talking to you a little bit about some of the exciting things happening infrastructure-wise at the airport.
All right. Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. Excuse my voice here. It was a long night at the hockey rink. Today's agenda includes several infrastructure and plan initiatives that are critical to our growth, safety, and the operational efficiency of both our airport and the broader community. We'll begin with an overview of the airport taxiway rehabilitation project, followed by updates on the remote tower and the airport layout plan, all of which are long-term aviation strategy. We'll then shift to community-focused transportation and utility projects, including the 8th Street Northwest project, 3rd Street concept plan, and the transportation improvement program. Infrastructure reliability and resilience are also top priorities. To that end, we'll cover progress on the Harmony Master Lift Station, the SCADA and radio fiber connections, and provide updates on the well-joint efforts on Polar and Cypress Wood. Each item represents an important step in enhancing service delivery, preparing for future growth, and ensuring continued safety and connectivity to our city. FDOT runs a statewide airfield pavement management program that follows a 3-year inspection cycle. Our most recent inspection was completed in 2024. The pavement conditions are valued very similar to how it works in the public works, given what they call a PCI. We currently hold a score of 83, which is classified as satisfactory. It's important to point out that when you look at the graphic on your screen, primarily most of the airfields in the green, which is really something to be proud of. Our T-hanger taxi lanes, however, the area on the south of the field, the orange, pink, and yellow there, those are starting to show some signs of wear with conditions ranging from fair to very poor. The plan is to mill and overlay these areas and still in fair condition and fully reconstruct those that are in the very poor category. These taxi lanes are a key part of the airfield since they connect tenant hangars to the rest of the airfield. Their condition affects daily operations, tenant satisfaction, and the long-term value of our hangar facilities, all of which we've just recently completed a evaluation and got some hangar rates back, and we'll be bringing those to you here shortly. The City Commission recently approved an FDOT grant to fund the design phase of this project. The approval is an important step that will help us move toward the full funding. I'm confident that once this project is complete and we're all in the green there, that our airport will be in the top 10% of PCIs within the state of Florida. While we're on the talk of pavement, I want to share a quick highlight from our June trip to the FAA Technical Center in Atlantic City. What you see in the image is the FAA's pavement test vehicle on their 900-foot long track. This facility allows them to simulate aircraft landings under various wheel and weight configurations. It's a state-of-the-art setup that helps determine how different asphalt mixes perform under stress. This research done here plays a direct role in the standards applied here to our own airfield pavements.
I do want to make just a quick point on this. This is the journey that Mr. Heidel and myself and General Palumbo took to Atlantic City. This picture doesn't do it justice. This is the largest indoor laboratory in North America. And what they do there is they're testing all this asphalt on it. It's about close to probably 3/4 of a mile long.
Yeah, it was 900 feet.
And what's not shown here is the scale. I wish we had a picture of a person standing next to one of these tires. These are aircraft tires. They are huge, and this is to simulate the movement of jumbo jets that are driving on your taxi lanes at an airport and how asphalt holds up. So when we look to redo the asphalt at our taxi lanes to the T hangars, certainly we don't have planes of this size, hopefully ever. Those would be awful big for our little airport, but it does give us the confidence in the asphalt designs that we use for the airport.
I think if we ever start getting planes that size, you're going to have a lot of people from the surrounding neighborhoods standing up here at this podium. So we'll keep it with the small guys. But the primary reason for our FAA visit was to tour the remote tower facility. When we got there, the lab was buzzing. It was full-blown operation that had going on there. FAA staff, ATC controllers expressing strong support for this project. I think this project is greatly going to modernize how we control traffic at our airfield. And it's so close to becoming a reality. I think we've been talking about this project for almost 3 or 4 years now, and it feels like we're finally starting to get to the tail end of it. Regarding our own remote tower deployment, the console shown on the picture in front of you is Bartow's current system. Right next to it, as we speak, they're currently setting up the same console that is going to be the Winter Haven Control Center. It's in the same room, same setup, just with a staffing position behind it. Our actual infrastructure pieces are scheduled to be on site, the actual tower for our airport, at the end of this year to early next year. And with current talks with the FAA, we anticipate this system come online somewhere between mid-26 to mid-27, depending for Quintes getting all the satisfactory requirements that the FAA is requesting. Lastly, I want to touch on the airport layout plan, or ALP. There's a lot going on in this picture, so don't get too wrapped up in it. But one of the first questions FAA and FDOT ask when we're reviewing funding requests is the project on your ALP? So this makes it an essential planning tool for us. Among the key future projects shown on Commerce Park Phases 1, Phase 2, new T hangar rows on the south side and corporate T hangars on the east side. We've also designated areas specific on our ALP for advanced air mobility, or AAM. Some of you may know AAM refers to the new vertical takeoff in electric vehicles. It sounds like something on the Jetsons, but it's really right here on the doorstep. But in fact, Mr. Mayor, I think we sat in a meeting a couple months back down in over there on I-4 where they from Sebring was highlighting this new technology. As you know, Winter Haven, we're uniquely positioned right between Tampa and Orlando, two major hubs. That location combined with our strong local tourism makes us an ideal spot to leverage this AAM technology. Winter Haven's location can greatly benefit bringing faster travel times, expanded connectivity, and positioning our airport as a fast forward-looking hub for emergent aviation technologies. That covers the key updates on the airport infrastructure and future plans. There's a lot of stuff going on. At this point, I want to turn it over to Tyler Williams, who's going to share some exciting updates from the Public Works Department.
Thank you.
Thank you, Troy. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Commissioners. I'm happy to stand before you tonight to brief you on some projects occurring in Public Works and how those are tying into the infrastructure pillar. To begin, we have the 8th Street and Avenue L Northwest Complete Streets project. This is a project that will be utilizing funding from the FDOT. The 8th Street portion will extend from Lake Howard Drive up north towards Muir Terrace, and the Avenue L portion will extend from 8th Street out towards US 17. This project seeks to enhance the growing infrastructure around the Lake Howard area and will provide safe modes of transportation for both drivers and pedestrians and will help to connect into the downtown area. Some nearby locations include the Northgate Shopping Center, St. Paul's Church, and the Baymer Church. Earlier, funding from the FDOT had been set, although we recently found out that that funding had been removed from the FDOT's work program due to the removal of carbon reduction funds from the project. However, thanks to our close relationship with the Polk Transportation Planning Organization, or more simply, the TPO, this project is now slated as the #1 funding priority for complete streets projects in the entire county within the TPO's recently adopted project priority list. In communication with the FDOT, they have also agreed to allocate construction funding in fiscal year 28. We also recently found out that the FDOT has allotted just over $167,000 for design for fiscal year 26 within their recently released 5-year work program. With this information, we plan to begin design during the spring of 2026 and hope to have a set of plans in hand by spring 2027, which will then allow for us to roll into construction just as the FDOT's fiscal year 28 is commencing. One of the focal points of the infrastructure pillar is maintaining those close relationships with organizations pertaining to transportation, which of course includes the Polk TPO and the FDOT. We're confident that this project is the #1 priority project in all of Polk due to the relationships that we have fostered over the years with these organizations, as they both have a deep understanding of the pressing needs that our city is facing and understand our deep commitment to improving the safety of both drivers and pedestrians within our communities. 3rd Street Northwest, this was last discussed at the previous commission meeting. You may recall that it was on the agenda to enter into a grant agreement with the FDOT. This project aims to improve the flow and safety of traffic in and out of the downtown area with the addition of 2 new roundabouts. It will also help to provide better pedestrian connectivity between the various facilities with some improved sidewalks and crosswalks, which will help to connect to the Trailhead Playground, Garden Center, Senior Center, tennis courts, and the MLK Park. Kimley Horn has been working on the design of this project and recently completed the 60% design phase and have now moved on to the 90% phase. The FDOT has programmed just a little under $1.7 million in construction funding for this project during their current fiscal year, and we hope to be able to move into construction by next summer. With the conceptual mock-up that you can see on your screens, this was provided to us by Kimley Horn, and you can see some of those proposed changes to this corridor, such as the location of those two brand new roundabouts, those new crosswalks, some minor landscape improvements, minor improvements to both Avenue E and F Northwest, and overall how we are planning to better connect to the various city facilities along the street. Earlier this year in February, I was here to talk to you about how this previous year was the city's biggest repaving effort in Winter Haven's history. In that effort, 31 roads with the Poorest Pavement Condition Index, or PCI ratings, were repaved between October and December. Earlier in the presentation, you may recall that Troy had briefly touched on what the PCI rating is and how that is relating to some of the work going on up at the airport. Additional work from last year includes some double microsurfacing work, which is where 2 successive layers of microsurfacing material are applied to a roadway. The city did its first ever double micro work during the Avenue C Southwest Complete Streets project that took place back in 2023. That's the road that is in front of the Rain Dance Apartments in downtown. Some of the areas that received this treatment in 2024 included 4th Street Southeast, Oleander Drive Southeast, and the area just off of 10th Street Southeast. In April of this year, the city collaborated with Pavement Technologies to rejuvenate 15 miles worth of roadways. This work involved applying restorative oils that help to restore the flexibility in these roadways and can extend the life of them as well, which if those oils are being applied every 5 years, that can extend the life of a road upwards of 10 years. So this is very important work. The services of Asphalt Paving Systems, or APS, were also used to finish up with some crack seal work during this past summer. This is completed on roads that are starting to receive cracks, and a seal fixture is applied to prevent water from seeping into them. Typically, when that happens, certain things such as potholes can start to form.
I got a question for you. So once you filled in those cracks, do you come back and put something over the asphalt?
Yes, they'll come back and they'll do a microsurface, like you was talking about earlier. The crack seal is just kind of the first part, and then they'll come back and they'll lay that fresh microsurface over the top of it.
I've seen some in my area. So
And later this year, probably around October, the APS will actually be coming back to perform some of that double micro work and some Cape Seal applications as well. That work usually needs to be completed in the fall due to it not really applying as well in the extreme heat that we're experiencing. When it's in cooler weather, it kind of is able to bond a little bit quicker. In preparation for future TIP activities, the city is currently working to establish a list of roads for its upcoming round of repaving efforts later this year. The plan with that is to use what is currently left in the TIP funds and to bridge that with funds that are within the proposed budget. We are also working on creating an online map for residents to view through the city website. This map will help to highlight what work has been done, what work is coming up, and will also have a way to view the PCI ratings of these roads. And as you can see, this is an example of what that type of online map may look like. This is kind of showing you some of that work that's been done around the community, and this will be a great interactive map that residents will be able to view. And with that, I will now turn it over to Dalton from the Water Department. Thank you.
Good evening, commissioners and mayor. Tonight I'm speaking about our new Harmony Master Lift Station. So the Harmony Master Lift Station was designed to mirror the Chain of Lakes Master, but also to reduce the flow going to the Chain of Lakes Master. So with this map here, you can see the existing boundaries of the flow that is going to the Chain of Lakes Master, and then this will be the flow diverting to the Harmony Master. So with this master, like I explained it, we designed it to mirror the Chain of Lakes Master with necessary upgrades that we saw fit. So some of these upgrades include a new PLC card that is called Specific Energy. So this card will read the efficiency of all 4 pumps, and it will propose new adjustments that we can make to these pumps, whether we slow down the speed or upgrade the speed of them, and we'll get more efficiency out of them. We've also upgraded the gate valves. So with the gate valves at the Channel Lake Master, usually it took 2 to 3 people to turn them off, turn them on. These new wheel valves, you can get it on and off with one person, and they're right there at perfect height for you to work. We've installed outside lighting for safety. Upgraded pumps, so we went with the N-style pumps. Now these pumps have springs in the impellers to keep debris and stuff out of them. We've installed reuse lines down in the wet well, so when debris gets around the pumps, instead of cavitating, we can kick those on and it'll move the debris around. Ultimately, we designed this to be a connect between Plant 2 and Plant 3, and also just continue to improve the efficiency of our wastewater system. That's all I've got, and I'll pass it over to Damon Irvis.
Okay. Thank you, Dalton. Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. My name is Damon Irvis, the Chief Operator at Fairfax Water Treatment Plant. I'm glad to be here with you all again tonight. I would like to provide an update on our improvements we have made to our SCADA system. To rectify the issues caused by the SCADA communication failure, the team has taken proactive steps. We have ordered and installed essential new equipment, including radios, cables, antennas, and grounding rods. These enhancements are designed to improve the overall reliability of the system and are crucial for monitoring and controlling our water treatment processes. The new radios promise improved bandwidth, which will facilitate better communication and control between the system components. Additionally, I'm sorry, let me flip. So what you're seeing on the screen, the slide here is our main screen, and the other screen is all of our plants. So we could turn pumps on, we can turn them off. It lets us know how much water is in our elevated tanks. We have 5 elevated tanks in the city of Winter Haven. And it lets us know the pressure, how much water we're pumping, the different chlorine residuals that are on the screen. Here is a picture of our elevated tanks, which is Lake Albert, Magnolia, 3rd Street, Inwood, and Walmart is on a separate slide by itself. The picture to the right is Eloise Wood Water Plant. And again, it lets us know how much feet of water we have in the ground storage tank, which high service pump is running, how much water we're pumping, and the different, again, the pressures of the water. On the left is one of our new radios that we've installed. And we've installed all of our radios with all of our plants. In the middle is an example of our SCADA system. It's different radios, frequency cards. We have a lift station frequency card and water plant frequency card. To the right is one of the antennas that we use at the different water plants, and we have to line it up just right so it's reading correctly. Additionally, our ongoing collaboration with the IT department to improve fiber connectivity further strengthens our communication framework. This continuous effort is essential to ensure the seamless operation of our water supply system and to uphold our commitment to delivering high-quality water service consistently. And with that, I'll turn it over to Bjorn Wendt.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Let's see something. All right, I'm Bjorn, Chief Operator, Fairfax Water Plant. I'm here to give you a brief update on our well drilling operation. This slide here is at Pollard Road. It's showing a drill. That's the drill right there. That's actually going into the ground. It's actually at a depth of 800 feet or so. We're trying to reach 1,200. This slide here to the left is casings, and a well to the right is a drill bit, kind of sort of the same drill bit they use in the movie Armageddon, but just here, just here on Earth. It's the same exact thing, but
We do not have a meteor approaching us. I
we do
just
not have
wanna-
that. You don't have to worry. I promise you. Yeah, that drill bit is the same as that drill bit, but just drilling down to the water, to the aquifer. Back one slide. Let me go back. This drill bit at Pollard Road, though, is currently at a depth of 800 feet, and hopefully we can get to the lower Florida aquifer, which provides, if it does provide good water, we can begin construction of Pollard Road and Cypresswood water plants. That's all I have for today. For the agenda, we touched on airport taxi lane project, remote tower update, airport layout plan, 8th Street Northwest project, 3rd Street concept plan, transportation improvement program, Harmony Master Lift Station, SCADA radio comms and fiber connections, and Pollard Road Cypresswood drilling. Thank you all for having me. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, team. And so, Mayor, Commission, any questions you may have, we're happy to answer any of those.
Any question?
I just have one. Do we have an idea of how many wells we're going to drill? For
How many wells total?
For upper,
At Pollard?
yeah,
3.
3, okay. I want to see it. Can I come and see it?
We can get you out there.
Okay.
I just wanted to add, it's great to have the people that are the boots on the ground come and give these presentations to you, and for you to see and hear from people that have such a passion for the work that they do. Bjorn has been just itching to get in front of the city commission and give a presentation. Damon says this is old hat now because this is his second time here, but no, it is very important for these individuals to get to share on what those projects are, but it also speaks to the complexity of what happens within those operations. Even having done this as long as I have, to see the screenshots of what's happening within the SCADA system and what they can see and monitor, the technology behind how we provide those services is simply unbelievable. And the expertise of our staff to manage and operate those systems, very proud of them for what they do.
So our next pillar update will be economic sustainability, and that'll be on March 5th. March 5th? Not March 5th. That'll be
It will not be March
in
5th.
September. We'll come back to you in September with the update on economic sustainability. So with that, Mayor, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, thank you. Any other business? Motion to adjourn. Move.